before marriage, and this was one of his, what we gain too easily, we esteem too lightly. So I thought about this in all aspects of life, starting with, okay, so I'm the best wife ever. So the reason I don't have sex is not just because of the Bible, because it's bad for me. I've been there, and if I'm focusing on sex, that's it. Like when I was on sugar, I didn't have enough energy, time. My thoughts weren't right, so I don't eat sugar like that, So if there might be some sugar if I eat processed food, but I don't eat like the vegan pudding and all that kind of stuff. So I just think like, okay, so what we gain too easily, we esteem too lightly. I think about it, and yes, in terms of, if I were to be with a guy, he would just have sex, and then that's why it's like, well, there's a lot of other hoes or whatever, I shouldn't say that, but there's, basically that's what they say though. They can go, but the thing is about the guy, he don't have his, that's a whole different, never mind, that's a whole different topic. But the point is that I know I'm worth it, valuable, and if I'm going to be an MVP, I got to focus just on this thing right here, just doing this show, doing my podcast, because I need to touch lives, and I am an example for all women, right? Especially young women. But I can't be that example if I'm not focusing on this. But if I'm going all in, here's what it is about going on in all in this. I haven't been paid for YouTube ever. I've been doing this 4 years since day one. Well, not even day one, like a few days before I became homeless, I started doing this. And I didn't start for money. I didn't start doing it for fans. I did it because I wanted to be a better speaker, and I couldn't afford Toastmasters, and there was nobody, I didn't know anybody. So I started talking to myself the way I did. Well, I started talking like I used to talk to myself. That's what helped me a lot, was saying I'm worth it, I can do this, but in the mirror and all that. But then putting it on camera, but then I kind of, when I was talking to myself, I was trying to like sound like Darren Hardy or whoever, but then I just started becoming me and just being me, and learning like this through you and other people that I talk to, learning how to be vulnerable. Like if it didn't take 4 years to get where I'm at today, like if it was just like boom, overnight success or something, I wouldn't appreciate it as much. And I wouldn't put it, you see some of the YouTubers out there, they just have the attitude that they don't put much effort. The thing is about them, they're not actually connecting with people. Not all of them. There's a lot of people that have big YouTube channels, but they don't connect. They don't answer the comments and stuff, So I put everything I have into this. The number one thing is not editing. The number one thing is the people that appreciate me through the comments, through the DMs, my Snapchat. Snapchat's a big thing for me now, like it was before. I didn't have the space for it. Now I do. So, just putting everything, my heart and soul into this business because I care. That's the reason. I'm not doing it for money. I am going to have a lot of money, but that's because I care. Because I've added value to other people's lives, and I've sacrificed sleep. I sacrificed a home at the time. I sacrificed showering at times. I didn't have a place to shower a lot of times when I was homeless. But I have no regrets. I'm proud of it. If anything, I'm proud. Like I can do anything. And guess what else? What's your excuse? Not you, but like people watching. People have no excuses. They're gonna give them anyway. They're gonna give them anyway for sure. They're gonna put them in the comments. But I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Because I have too many excuses that I don't want to hear it, because then maybe I'll have my own excuses. I got rid of that. Excuses are like a disease to me. And, I'm just like G said, just get it out there, man. And the fact that it wasn't the best, some of it shows that like other people, that you got to start somewhere, and people are like, well, man, like, you know what I mean? Like it's intimidating. People say I'm intimidating because I'm doing so much on YouTube and stuff. And then, but I think that kind of like, well, I mean, she's doing it. I can do it too, even though like she's not the best speaker. She doesn't look like she memorized something to say or whatever. Some people look like they're memorizing, even though, you know what I mean? Like they look like they're actors. Look at their hair. Look at my hair, but their hair is perfect. They got everything. And you know what I mean? Not that I'm not saying they sound inauthentic, but it's like you can tell like this person is really good on camera, and eventually they're going to try to sell you something.
Starting somewhere. I said it in my first point. You just said it now. Starting somewhere, and then you'll learn how you get better. It's a way solution to the problem at a first glance. Instead of trying to push all your work, you you got to set that plan up, and I'll go down in here in a minute.
Yeah, you got to crawl before you can walk, Craig.
The
You got to
procedure,
crawl before you can walk, Craig.
the work, plan like this month is May.
Right.
Look at June and say, what do I want to say June 1st?
Yeah,
Write that
you're
down.
right.
Plan on shooting for that, and then schedule your content after you put it together for June 1st, June 2nd,
Right.
June 3rd, so on.
Right. That's a good idea.
Plan and create hundreds of pieces of what we call in the industry micro content.
Right. That's what Gary Vaynerchuk calls
From
it.
one big thing,
Macro.
cut it up, macro, micro. Well, actually, what we're in now is macro.
Yeah.
That's the bigger picture.
Big picture, yeah.
But micro content is huge, and it's like from this one live alone, could give you probably a month's worth of posting,
right?
If you set your mind right.
Or we could just post it all in like within a few days, like 2 topics, but post the one topic all in one day. Because I noticed that I publish like a lot when you send me that stuff. Publish a lot, so I've had a lot more views because YouTube likes it. Like I'm YouTube's monkey. You know,
spread the wealth.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Don't put this all on one day. Spread it out. Spread it out.
But what I'm saying, I'm never going to run out of content. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not going to spread it out that much.
No. I'm not. There's always something new to talk about. There's always something new that you find. There's always something new.
Right.
And
exactly. Can I say something about that?
My last point, real quick. Find something else.
What do you mean?
If you're done with it, like we were talking about a minute ago, it's perfect. You're done with it. You can always reference it, but you're done with the message. Find something else that is new, fresh.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Go.
Yeah. You said if you don't find value in it and you're not having fun with it, then nobody else will either. So you're right. Like it's basically based off of authenticity, but also energy and the way you feel about what you're doing. And like, I guess it leads to like your purpose, but it's also like, for me, I was very stressed out when I was homeless, and I was really just I was angry a lot, and I was just trying to, it was very hard because I was scared, actually. Like, I was just scared over basically just not having enough of talent, not having enough money, not having enough sleep, all those things. In a way, it kind of made me feel unworthy, you know? So, and also people didn't care because they said they loved me. But then when I was sleeping outside, they didn't think about me and my YouTube channel. They didn't watch it. That's all I wanted, was for people to show that by watching. But then I made a realization that who cares? They don't care. Good. Then I don't have to care. I don't have to talk to them. I don't have to be mean, but I don't have to talk to them because I'm working. If they're working, then they should see that I'm working. But if they don't, then I don't have to say a word, and they'll see that I'm working. Eventually, I won't be here anymore. But and I can still care. That doesn't mean I don't care as deeply as I do. I still do. And that's why I have to do this, because if I don't lead by example and start making the money I say I'm going to have eventually, and having that money eventually, then there's no way that I could tell them that they should not do it. They should not do a job, and that they can do it, you know? So anyway, yeah, I started valuing myself more. I started valuing what I do more, because I started getting away from people, because I started finding, when I got my own place, I started like valuing other people, not valuing them more, but like listening to them more and their complaints. And then I felt that I had to explain myself, why I didn't want a job, all this stuff. So, and the funny thing is, all these people say that they want to be a movie star, they are a film director, and they're a musician and all stuff, but they're not doing that. They're getting drunk instead and talking about how terrible they think they are. So I had to get away from that. And like when I say get away from it, just don't talk to them. I stay at the house because I know I'm strong enough to stay there and still do what I do, you know? So I started thinking about things, and I started just doing what I do, and without feeling that I owed anybody anything. And I just think, well, I owe them this to focus. So my focus became a lot better because I started doing it more. I got rid of sugar, not because I didn't want it, but because I wanted to do this more. And I don't think about it as much as I used to. And so I started really enjoying the process. Remember you were talking about, like, you always said that, and I started really enjoying the process. and really enjoying. They have this new feature on my Smule, and I can record the audio, and then I can go and record the video separately with my Bluetooth, and it's just I just lip sync and it's so fun. But then I do the background vocal. I love it. I love it, and people love it, and I love I love doing it. I love editing. I love finishing, and when I put it out there and people love it, and because like I'm sitting there watching this video and this music video of myself, and I'm like, and I'm like G says, getting high off my own supply. I love it, and I feel value from that myself. So other people feel value, and you know what I mean. Like I can't stop watching my own stuff. I'm not watching hardly anybody else because I'm mostly just watching myself. Because I enjoy it and I feel the energy that's behind it that I took to create it. And then other people say, "Oh, I love it," da, 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 and then I get more energy, and do more. You know what I mean?
Having fun is contagious. I love
Yeah,
listening to my podcast because I love listening how I'm improving just in my
yeah,
conversational skills.
yeah.
You talk about this kid growing up, starting in New York, going to kindergarten, shy, didn't talk much, and this same kid at 30 plus years old has a podcast now. What? And he's having great conversations with people.